Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kiki, and you're watching Peppers for Christ. Just recently, me and a good friend of mine, we got a jar of the Reaper squeezins, and we were trying to figure out what we should do with it. Well, I had some Butch teas laying around, and my good friend Brian Good suggested that we do some gushers. So I grabbed one of these off my plant, one of my Butch Tea Scorpions. I'm going to cut it open and make sure it looks okay. Make sure there ain't no any funky black spots or nothing inside there. And going to fill it with some Reaper squeezins, and we're going to do this. I don't prefer the taste at all of the Butch tea straight up. They're very floral and bitter, but I'm going to try to do this anyways, so bear with me. Nice little this thing is super ripe, as you can tell. It's getting kind of soft. My pepper's been producing a lot this year, a little bit smaller than last year, but I'm making up for it in quantity. So yeah, cut this thing open to take a look on the inside so you can see what I'm dealing with. That looks good. It's all pretty much placenta. Hold on, I dropped it. All right. So we'll make a little tiny hole in the top. So I'll hollow that out. This stuff's thick. It's kind of hard to pour it. With it all placenta, I don't even know if I can even fill this thing up. I guess I'll just have to drop some right on the surface and just do it that way. Look how thick this stuff is. It's like it's almost like a paste. Down the hatch. Yeah, I don't like eating these things straight up. The flavor is horrible. I like them in a sauce. Oh. You have to give me a moment. That was terrible. Ooh, bitter. I'm okay. Ugh. My taste buds are not okay. Heat is hot. So I'd probably have 6 or 7 right now. It's climbing. I'm gonna see what this does. Oh yeah, there it is. Starting to feel it up in my my ears a little bit. Now I'm starting to get my nose is starting to water, my eyes are starting to water. Now I'm starting to feel that pulsating hot coals across the top of my tongue. There it goes. There's the stinging needles in the back of the throat. That's what you get from the scorpions. The scorpions, they sting like a scorpion. And my eyes are watering. Yeah. All right, there we go. There's the heat. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I'm definitely at a solid 7 now. Hey, can you grab me a towel? I always got to have a towel when I eat the peppers because I start leaking. Anyways, quick shout out to everybody in the chili community, non-chili community. people that have supported me and my family in ministry, and also on our YouTube channel. I want to thank all you guys. Really do appreciate y'all. And ooh, tea towel. Ooh, man, that's hot. I want to thank all you guys. You guys are great. This is a new channel. We're gonna be up on 100 subscribers here pretty soon. So if you like our videos, give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. Subscribe, appreciate it. When we get 100 subscribers, we're gonna do something special. Not sure what that is yet. Might be a challenge. It's not going to be an ordinary product review. We'll probably do something big. And if you guys got some ideas, anything that's not going to land me in the ER. So yeah, it'll probably be some kind of challenge. Probably take on something good and give you guys a good show. So every like and subscription and share that you guys give us, we really appreciate it. And if you got a channel that you want supported, we love to build up the chili community. So if you got a chili channel you want to share, go ahead and share it. Wow, hey, I'm having a hard time talking. That was a hot little pepper. Not bad. Not bad for a little pepper. I didn't think that little thing was going to kick my butt, but it did. Whew. Nice little afterburn there. Is my tongue red? That's pink. Man. Anyways. Yeah, I'm just letting this marinate for a second. Flavor-wise, the floralness went away. The heat's still there. The Reaper squeezins definitely helped take a little bit of that floralness out of the Scorpion. I prefer the taste of Reapers over Scorpions any day. Unless it's a yellow and orange Scorpion. It's really weird. It seems like the red Scorpions have more of a floral taste to me. Man, my mouth is watering. I'm trying to talk and I feel like I'm drooling. Ew. You probably can't see it in the video, but I can feel it. Every couple minutes, I got to keep swallowing. Nasty. Like a favorite art. Yeah, Reaper squeezins is awesome. This stuff, it's almost like eating a pepper straight up because they don't put a whole lot of ingredients in it. It's thick. It's Carolina Reapers, distilled vinegar and Reaper powder. That's what makes it super thick. You gotta put a little splash of vinegar in there, and then they thicken it back up with more Reaper powder. I like it because if you want to know what a Reaper pepper tastes straight up without a million ingredients, and you don't want to sacrifice heat, and you just want to get the flavor of the pod, the Reaper squeezins is where it's at. You guys got to pick up a bottle. I'm telling you. You get what you pay for. Anybody can go to the store and get a cheap bottle of hot sauce, but that stuff will last you a while because a little dab of that goes a long way. Anyway, so I wanted to share a little bit of spiritual insight today. Spoiler alert: I'm gonna talk about scripture a little bit. So if you're not into that, that's cool. I'm not offended if people change the channel or nothing. I'm not out to offend anybody. I just want to build up the community, build up the church. And because that's what I do. Anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about faith. Because we live in a day and age where with all this crazy stuff that's going on in the world, there's a lot of uncertainty. And we live in challenging times. We live in a day and age of smoke and mirrors. And we see stuff on the news. We see people spreading all sorts of information on social media. It's hard to tell what to believe and what not to believe just because people sharing memes and political posts with no facts, and then news stations all got contradicting stories, and you got stuff that the Bible says about what's going to go on in the world, and it matches what's going on today. So it's important that when we're searching for answers, that we're not just surfing the internet and just taking anything for face value. Because we live in a day and age where a lot of stuff is smoke and mirrors. What I mean about smoke and mirrors is there's a lot of deception out there. So it doesn't mean that there's not some real facts out there. There are some real facts, but you got to be careful because some stuff can look legit. They could, a lot of people think that just because a news agency posted, oh, it was on Fox News, it must be real, or this was on CNN, or delete those comments about news companies because, I'm not saying any one news company is better than any others. What I'm saying is there's a lot of different companies and they're all saying different things. So what I want to say is this is the good book. God doesn't lie. So when you're looking for answers, look into this. I'm sorry for stuttering and rambling on. That's what I do. I'm getting better with that with time. So I have a little bit of speech issues with that one, especially when the camera's rolling. But so I want to share something with you guys. And you guys can follow along with me if you want. And this is in the book of Matthew. I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 9, 27 through 29. And my son's name is Matthew. He's coming over here too. He thinks I'm talking to him.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, what's going on? Can you go over there with Mommy? I'm reading right now. I'll be with you here in a few minutes. Okay. So it says in Matthew 27 through 29, it says, after Jesus left the girl's home, 2 blind men followed along him, shouting, Son of David, have mercy on us. Then they went to the house where he was staying, and Jesus asked him, do you believe that I can make you see? Yes, Lord, they told him, we do. And then it goes on in verse 29. Then he touched their eyes and said, because of your faith, it will happen. So this is really important. And a lot of times we know the facts, but a lot of times we don't believe it, or we don't believe it full-heartedly. And the reason why is because mankind has let us down so many times. And we've had people lie to us and give us false information. So a lot of times we take these worldly conditions on believing and trusting, and a lot of times that overlaps into our spiritual life and into our faith. And so sometimes because other people have let us down in our lives and lied to us, or we've gotten misinformation, or we've gotten only half the facts, and sometimes when we read the Bible, we think that, oh, that might be part of the facts, or we might think that this applies to this person, but not to this person. And the reality is God means what he says in these words. When he says to have faith, and according to our faith, it'll be done unto us. This is real, because I've seen it in my own life and I've seen it in other people's lives. And I used to always wonder in the past before I was a believer, why isn't this stuff happening to me and all that? And our belief has a lot to do with it. It doesn't mean that God can't work through a non-believer too, but he can work even more through somebody that is tuned into his frequency and trusting and believing his broadcast. So anyways, I'm going to jump over here also to Matthew 13, 31 through 22, or 31 through 32. And it says here, this is the parable of the mustard seed. A lot of people have heard this before. So if you have, this is going to be a good refresher. And it says, here's another illustration Jesus used. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed planted in a field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but it becomes the largest of garden plants. It grows into a tree, and birds come and make nests in its branches. Now, think about that. We plant seeds of knowledge in people's lives that God gives us. And then it can grow. It goes from something so small and turns into something huge and miraculous, and it transforms people's lives. Why? It's because they believe it. Now, if they throw it away, it doesn't really do any good, right? They keep living their lives. It's almost like in the movie Matrix. I don't know if this is a good example where he says, oh, you could take this pill and you could go back to sleep and you can believe whatever you want to believe and keep living your life. Or you could take this pill and I'll show you just how deep the rabbit hole goes. You might not always like the truth, but the truth will set you free. And so I believe that. I really, really do. I believe that sometimes the truth isn't always comfortable. And I think that as a human race, we get so caught up in what's comfortable or what's easy to believe and what's easy to make sense of, that if it's not easy to make sense of or if it's not comfortable, we'll reject the truth even when the facts are right in front of us. You've seen it all throughout history where people seen bad things coming and they're like, I don't want to believe that just because it's the facts weren't comfortable. But, it is what it is. We got to learn to trust through the easy times and the hard times, the comfortable times and the uncomfortable times. There's so much fear going on out there in the world, guys. And this fear is it's crippling us in society. We're not in control anyways. I mean, this whole control illusion, everybody think that they're in control of their lives, that they're going to save themselves and everything. This is an illusion that comes from the enemy. We're not in control. We never were in control. God lets us make decisions based on the information and the control that he has. Whatever we do with it is up to us. That's about the limit of control that we have in our lives. Hey.
He took the dog for a walk.
Hey, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, buddy.
See? Say hi.
Hi.
That's Matthew. So I got 3 boys. I got Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And no, don't talk about John. We don't talk about John. You can go over there with Mommy real quick. I'm making a video, and I'll be with you in a few minutes, okay?
Come here.
No,
come on.
So, and speaking of fear, we need to surrender our fear and be courageous in our faith. We need to believe God's word when it's good times and bad times, because it's so easy to believe when everything is going good in our lives and everybody's got praise reports and they're like, look what God's doing. And then, bad stuff happens. Bad stuff happens in our life. And, it's really easy to sit there and think, is God still out for our good? And why is this happening? And questioning all this. This is the tools of the enemy. This is exactly what the enemy wants us to do. There's nothing more powerful than doing something when you don't feel like doing it. I'm quoting Joyce Myers. I like Joyce Myers. There's nothing more powerful than doing something when it's difficult. Anybody can do something when it's easy. Anybody can trust and believe when it's easy. Ivy, don't do that. Sorry, I apologize, guys. So here we talk a little bit about fear, and this actually correlates a lot to what we should be believing in God. And it says here in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, it says, actually 2 Timothy 1 5 through 7, I should go by here. It says, I remember your genuine faith, for you share the faith that first filled your grandmother Lois and her mother Eunice. I know that same faith continues strong in you. This is why I remind you to fan into the flames your spiritual gift that God gave you when I laid my hands on you. He gives us all a spiritual gift. Gifts of courage. If you look at the gifts that he gives us, it says here in verse 7, for God did not give us a spirit of fear and timidity, but a spirit of power, of love, and self-discipline. That says it right there. God gives us, he gives us discipline and courage. He gives us all these things. And a lot of people think they don't have it, and we have it. And the faith is like a muscle. I've heard so many people say they don't have faith. The fact is we either have a little bit of it or we have a lot of it. If faith the size of a mustard seed can move a mountain, and that says that in the good book. It's true. It says faith the size of a mustard seed can move a mountain. That's if somebody truly believes without zero doubt in their heart. And that's a hard thing to do, is to get rid of all doubt. Peter walked out on the water to Jesus, and even he had doubt, and Jesus was right in front of him. He was walking on water. He should not have doubted at all. He was doing something that nobody in history had done other than Jesus himself. And yet, as soon as that wind kicked in and the waves started crashing, he got afraid. He got fearful. And that spirit didn't come from God. That came from Satan. And Jesus looked at Peter, and Peter took his eyes off Jesus. And as soon as he did, he started sinking into the water because of his fear. And Jesus still reached out his hand and got him. And he said, "You have little faith." So he lost his faith for just a minute. We all have faith, but if we're not constantly exercising our faith, it's going to feel as though we have none at all. It's like muscles in a body. If you don't exercise the muscles in your body, you're still going to have the muscles. They're just not going to be as strong. So the more we exercise our faith, we can go a little bit further each day. Each day we can go a little further and a little further than we did the day before because we're exercising that faith like a muscle. God will reveal more information to us. If we do good with little things, he'll give us bigger things. We do good with that, he'll give us even bigger things and more responsibility. So it's important that we're always exercising our faith every day, including myself. I struggle with it. It's a human condition. We all do, every single one of us. But it's important that we remember Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That says it all there. I sit there and preach all the way through this. My nose is still watering. I ain't got no heat. But, man, I still got the sweats and I'm still leaking. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate everything you guys do. Stay tuned. You get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do like a big challenge. I don't know what it's going to be yet. So if you guys got some ideas on anything that you want to see us do or try, I say us, my wife gets in the videos once in a blue moon, but not too often. Yeah, give us a message, drop a comment below, like, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share with friends and family. Thank you guys for helping us build up this community. And thank you for watching. This is Peppers for Christ. God bless.